All right, today we're doing a follow-up on my video about the Everbilt spring for your daisy. We'll be looking at a daisy 35 today. I put one in there. So on the back here, I marked it. You get 4, well, you can't really see it, but it'll list it on there. And what it is 4 springs that are 3/8 of an inch diameter by 13/16 in length, so it's just over 3/4, 13/16. Okay, you do get 4. And I've used one in this barrel assembly, but someone asked me and said, well, what's it look in the real world? Great, so it works there. Does it work in real life in a gun? So I put a second one in there. Okay, so I literally bought this to just test that Everbilt spring, and now it's my favorite BB gun. BB gun with power and accuracy, because how smooth that trigger is. Okay, now let's get to things you need to know right away so people don't get scared off. If you're advanced and you want to do this, go for it. If you're new, don't bother. If you don't have a lot of experience getting in the gun, you know, there's other things in this video you can learn, but don't get in here if you're brand new. Just get good with the gun. The OEM spring back here is fine once you get good with it. I have some experience and I wanted to test this spring and it turned out great, and I love this Daisy 35 now. Okay, so what you need to know is that this spring has a twang to it, so let's listen. Okay, compared to the OEM, okay, so now some people were concerned, is that causing some vibration is going to break something? Okay, let's get into basic engineering. This spring, that twang, cannot send out a vibration powerful enough to hurt anything in the gun. To me, it's the sound of music, so let's go over this. Okay, how smooth this trigger is now. Okay, so with the Daisy trigger system compared to a Crossman that's more rangy, treat it like a 2-stage. You have a micro first stage. Okay, there I am right there. So smooth to pull to it now. Okay, so it's that little tiny first stage, and then with this Everbilt spring in there, it's so smooth. And we'll get to accuracy in a second here. Okay, so how did it work out? Well, it's a great offhand shooter with BBs. And so now it's a very accurate BB gun with power that a Red Ryder simply doesn't have, for people that think they just shoot BBs with a Red Ryder. Okay, so let's look at the targets, and we'll get into pellets. Okay, so this is when I was sighting it in, and I'm going to keep beating that drum, folks. These Crossman 7.4s are excellent in smooth bores. I like it 5 pumps on the Daisy 35, 15 yards and under for general accuracy. And yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at this target. So hit 3 times, and so 4 out of 5, one flew up high, and that's when I was having to work that windage. I was working it to the left. I needed to work more that way. The other one is very interesting for this video is the Winchester. Winchester's average about 7.5, 7.6 grains, another light pellet. So that's by Daisy. Okay. And technically 4 out of 5 with superior grouping, actually. So that was good to see. Again, 5 pumps. Okay, so now let's go on to this. This is an interesting target. So on this one, we have the Winchester. That's one. And then my favorite for the field work, the JSB Heavy, which I've gotten a lot more expensive because the word's out. Everybody knows they're awesome in PCPs, and they happen to work very well in smooth bore multi-pumps, like a shotgun slug. Okay, so I was shooting and shooting and shooting. Now, some pros believe you should always shoot 10 shots, but when I've been shooting, and I managed to get 5 shots from a smooth bore on a dime. This is 1.5 inch around and a dime right there in the middle, so 0.75. Okay, folks, that is good for a smooth bore. Now, can the 880 do better? Of course. It's rifled, has a longer barrel, but this is in the neighborhood. So a smooth bore Daisy 35 that can shoot BBs without worrying about running your rifling, and is very smooth now with that spring. The fact that I'm getting pellet accuracy, and I absolutely credit that improved trigger. I do. And look, that's in the neighborhood of an 880, and that's good enough. That's plenty good for the field. Now here's what's interesting. I should have taken a break after getting that group, but I was shooting JSB. It's not the pellet. I slung 5 shots over here to the corner. I hit it 4 times and one flew over the top, and then I took a break. Okay, so again, that's a lesson here on when you're target shooting. Know when to take breaks so you don't throw off your shots. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This is now a combination of the RWS match and JSB heavy on the other side still. Okay, so $15 and up, again, $20 to $23. If you have nice guns though, and you're buying your Daisy 35 mostly for BBs, but you want to maybe shoot a couple pellets through, these pellets work great. Either one of these in your Daisy 35. Obviously high-end pellets. Okay, let's take a look at what those do. Okay, so 10 shots on the RWS and 2 were hugging the perimeter inch and a half. And then the other 8, how many bullseyes I got, I don't know actually, but bullseyes and chewing on the edge of it slightly to the left. That's really good. Again, folks, yes, the 880 can outshoot this, but its little brother, the Daisy 35, is in the neighborhood if you do everything right. Okay, and then shooting rested, the JSB, again, hitting really hard in the field, hit on the corner, so 2 hits on the dime, and then the rest are encircling the perimeter of the dime, not out here, the dime. So that's good for a Daisy 35 and definitely will work in the field. Okay, so anyway, I want to finish up by talking about sighting it in. These are shop glasses. They are kind of like reading glass really, but they're very tough. They're about 3 power. And I will put these on when you're working your windage on your Daisy. Remember, there are 3 markings on each side, and you also, with magnification, count the spaces in between the markings and do very small movements on your windage, and you will get accuracy like that. That's in the neighborhood of an 880 with open sights. Okay, thank you. And I just want to say again, if you are advanced and you want to do what I did, literally I bought this strictly to do this test, and it turned out great. Go for it. If you're brand new, it's just not worth it. You know, the pellet recommendations will work for your stock 35, but for you advanced guys, go for it, because I'm sure glad I did, because it is so smooth with that spring in there. Okay, well, thank you.